Hello and welcome to the Terminus podcast for the weeks of May 16th, 2015. This is episode number 27. I am your dispatcher, Ellis, otherwise known as Train Man. With me, my engineers are Wiebold, JDur, and Milky.
Yes.
And with us, our guest brakeman is Avenger, TBA Avenger.
Woo! God damn it.
The TBA, the train will terminate at this station.
Wiebold.
Okay, today we're riding Amtrak from Connellsville to Cumberland, Maryland. Connellsville, Pennsylvania, that is. Ready, set, go.
Okay, then. That's quite a start. Well, starting off, of course, 12 inches to the foot, things that are real, keeping it real. Now, there were a lot, I just want to say right now, right off the bat, there were a lot of political articles that came out recently.
Yeah.
Especially in the wake of the disaster that we'll talk about a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them that's worth highlighting is this 8 critical rail projects that Amtrak can't afford. Now, this is it's all kind of very sobering stuff, because we all know how Amtrak has no money. And how just recently now they've got a fifth of their budget removed. So, that's less than great. There's some really great ideas here, but there's this thing, additional funding needed, for example, for this project, which is a Washington, D.C. station expansion. Additional funding needed $424 million. We'll add $260 million to that for how much they would need now. Because we are really in the hole. Really, really in the hole. And it's difficult to get more funding. It's kind of a tough. It's tough to cut the funding, but they managed to do that, and it's incredibly difficult to get more because there are frankly a lot of districts who just don't use Amtrak, and so they've got the mentality of why pay for something that we don't use. But we'll get back to that later. We'll get back to that later, and move across the pond for a second. Actually, I've got this article here, which is the 3 tiers of national... Hey, CSX. 3 tiers of national railways. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. These are all European. You can see...
Do they have battle ratings?
Intensity of use, quality of service. Yes, actually. Go as high as 3.0 over here, which is intensity of use on the Switzerland Railway. Quality of service and safety. Apparently Ireland is really safe, but the quality of service is way down and the intensity of use is very, very low. Anyways, we've got these rankings here, and it's just if you're a European, if you are interested in how your country's railroad line stacks up against
Where's
the
America on this list?
This is European. We're not European.
JDur.
In case you haven't noticed, JDur.
I knew that.
Sure.
That's what you get when you're in a foreign town.
This is for our theoretical... across the pond viewers that we're not sure we have. Like, we only have 3 confirmed... Well, no, that guy in the Gmod server could have been not American. He probably was American.
Shout out
the NSA.
watching.
Shout out to...
Apparently Switzerland is really good. So,
no, shout out to known Terminus fan base.
Known Terminus fan base. 3 people, yeah!
Yeah!
It's interesting the stats that they have here. It's rated by intensity of use, quality of service, and safety. Apparently Romania is really, really unsafe.
Oh god.
Okay.
Well,
no dig on you, Romania. It's just what the article says. Anyways, moving on to some of the funny little jurisdictions. What is this one? Oh, sorry. No, instead of funny little jurisdictions, I have a exploded oil train in North Dakota.
Oh
That
dear.
happened. I put this down as
Bomb
here we go.
trains.
I put this down as here we go again because we just passed, like I talked about either last terminus or the terminus before, the legislation for forcing forcing the purification before transit didn't go through. So, we're still having things blow up. Then there's a quote, "We need to get these exploding death trains off the tracks now." Or you
Oh,
could just
no.
make them not explode. That'd be good too.
Yeah.
God damn, man. No, I'm not... Shut up. I get a blue bloop on Steam. Anyways, on the brighter side of things, regular operation at the main narrow gauge has begun. So
Yay.
they started on National Train Day,
Alright.
just like plenty of things. And I think, although the Black River Railroad, the one who had the comedy night, I wonder how that went. That starts next weekend, and they're currently selling BM 3713 mugs. So if you wanted a cool mug for this locomotive here, I'll show you what they look like. They actually look pretty cool.
I'll totally get one.
They're Steamtown mugs as well. So I actually do kind of want one. I really have no use for mugs because I don't drink hot drinks.
Wiebold
But-
says loud.
What?
In the Skype chat, he says
Oh.
loud.
Oh, he must have muted his mic because things were loud. Anyways, new 3713 mugs.
He'll be Bach.
He'll be back.
Bach,
Save a
man.
Railroad
And that's
Museum.
dope.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So real quick, this is like funding happens, and
Mhm.
we're hoping this is the new Oxford, Pennsylvania Railroad Museum. It's got 13 days left, and it's severely underfunded, unfortunately. So this is Indiegogo. They're trying to get this guy. They're trying to preserve the station. They're trying to save a little piece of history here, and it'd be awesome. I might donate. I probably should.
Save
Juan.
history
Save history, yeah, and save Juan.
and save one.
And
Now
save
has
Juan,
a
yeah.
road.
I will put some money towards this cause because, every little bit,
Everything helps, really.
everything helps, And then someday I'm gonna buy a section of a driver center.
Hugging helps.
If I could have anything right now, it'd be that. If I could afford that 5550 print, oh my god, it would be on my wall already. It would
Nice.
be. There would be no qualms. It would be, I want this, it's cool, sure, some money, Founders Club, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
But you can't, some weird locomotives just don't come back to life. And some do. For example, Switchicus Maximus.
Oh dear.
Oh dear,
Wait, what's
indeed.
this?
It's Switchicus Maximus.
The blue dragon.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
the blue dragon!
It's the only surviving DT6 6000. 2000 rather.
I really want to visit the Illinois Railroad Museum.
I do too.
Terminus meetup part
It's
2.
ridiculous. Yeah, part 2 or part 3 or whenever. But
Yeah.
apparently, Colorado Railroad Museum doesn't think very highly of Terminus Meetup Part 3.
Huh?
Wiebold.
Promontory
Mexico.
Point. Your guys at the Colorado Railroad Museum don't seem to think too much of Promontory Point.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Are we already moving on to this section?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Just pick
Okay,
it up
sure.
and roll with it. We don't necessarily need to move on. We've still stayed kind of rigid, but if there's ever something you think you can segue from, just go ahead and do it. We don't need to go in order.
All right. Well, in that case, the Colorado Railroad Museum is calling BS on the Promontory Summit being the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad.
Oh wait, that's a different tack.
yeah.
But you think they finished it somewhere else?
Shots fired. Yes, it was somewhere else, actually.
Oh, okay, uh-huh.
It
Where
was
is
in
this somewhere else?
Strasbourg,
Yes.
Colorado.
Of course. Oh, what?
Yeah,
Do they run it? Do the trains so they run in reverse?
right.
Oh my goodness.
Essentially, they... I don't know. So... Well...
What?
Okay. I don't really know why that they're saying it's Strasbourg, Colorado, although the gist of it essentially is that the original transcontinental line... Well, actually, I do know why. The original transcontinental line only ran as far as the Missouri River,
Yeah.
and then stopped. So it wasn't a transcontinental railroad. However, it later, when I think like 5 or 6 years later, when they managed to get the technology to build a bridge over the Missouri, they joined it up, and where the tracks were linked was Strasbourg, Colorado.
You guys and semantics, man.
Yeah. I'm not really sure where I stand on that. However, yeah.
I mean, I guess so.
I mean, it depends on what your definition of the Transcontinental Railroad is, if that is actually the first railroad to go transcontinental or just this stretch of track that was named the Transcontinental Railroad.
I mean, I suppose you could look at it either way.
You could look at it either way. I don't really think with this issue there's one that's more correct in the term of a transcontinental railroad. I think the museum is actually correct. However, if you were to look at it like the name Transcontinental Railroad, like that stretch being a division of track, then Promontory is correct.
Yeah. And also, I think you're going to have a hard time convincing UP to bring it there instead.
Yeah, I think you're going to have a hard time convincing really every rail fan ever that there's...
They'd have to run the big
The
one in reverse.
Transcontinental Railroad.
that it wasn't completed in Promontory, Utah, that it was in Strasbourg, Colorado, which I've been to Strasbourg. That's where Urich Locomotive is. And there's really nothing else there.
Basically convincing other rail fans that the Transcontinental Railroad wasn't a Transcontinental Railroad.
Right, exactly. That the Transcontinental Railroad was completed in Promontory, however the first Transcontinental Railroad was completed in Strasbourg.
Wow.
Wow.
Great job.
So yeah, thanks Colorado Railroad Museum.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're just going all willy-nilly on moving things, I mean, NS could try and move another steamer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They moved the 2156 back to Wona from St. Louis. Jeez.
Which one is that one?
The
Why-
Y6A, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
The big one.
I saw the route map, and I'm like, okay, it's coming through Columbus, but during school hours. Come on.
Oh, who cares?
Oh, it's the big fat boy. They're
Is it-
moving him.
Are you gonna miss? Are you going to miss a test or a final?
No.
Okay, go see the
Balls
Y6.
to it.
Well, it's already in Roanoke.
Yeah, it already got moved.
It came
Okay.
through earlier this week.
I was gonna say, damn.
It was fast.
Here on the Terminus, promoting playing hooky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the- in the-
Promoted playing hooky, playing illegal Monopoly, racism.
Oh, God.
We're not a great bunch, are we?
to calling out the Colorado Rail Museum to the Rail Museum calling out the Union Pacific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of great bunks, JDur, you have something about the
Great
great
bunch?
bunch of people at
Wait.
the great
huh?
bunch of people at NS?
Oh, yeah.
Well, great
The one
bunch.
that you-
I heard great brunch.
I want a great
I
brunch.
I'd love a great brunch. I mean, that sounds
Terminus
fantastic. It could be like IHOP or the Egg and I
Oh wait,
Terminus Meetup Part 2.
At IHOP.
at
Yeah.
IHOP.
wait.
Is there an
Yeah.
IHOP in Klamath?
No, but there's one in Rhode Island.
Okay.
Is it near railroad tracks?
Actually, yes. Yes, there is. There's one
Can
right
you
near
see
the
the
railroad
tracks?
tracks.
Is there
I don't think so.
is there an IHOP in Promontory?
Well, actually, I
There's
think you
deserts.
should be asking: is there an IHOP in Strasbourg?
I don't know. There's an IHOP in Pueblo.
Oh, see,
Although I don't think we want to go to that IHOP.
International House of No Agua.
I really don't think we should go to that IHOP. It's almost like the IHOP in Colorado Springs. In the Springs, it's Denny's, and there's 3 Denny's, and they're all in different gang territories.
Oh my god.
Oh dear.
And it's scary.
Denny's Wars.
It's scary, man.
Oh no.
If you're ever in Colorado Springs and you see the sign for the Denny's on Bijou Street, don't go. It's scary.
Where the who, where the who, where the who.
But what if I have JDur with me?
I think they threw
Wow.
JDur off the railroad bridge.
Oh.
This is right next to the Olympic Training Center, by the way. So I don't really think they're scared of just anyone.
Oh, okay.
They're all steroid drugged Olympic dropouts.
Nice.
Oh,
I'm kidding. Wiebold does not endorse the use of gang violence by Olympic dropouts. Don't hurt me.
You guys, you gang members that are listening to the podcast might want to know.
Please don't hurt me. I'm just a white boy.
No, Terminus made a part 2, Saving Private Wiebold.
I'm just a white boy from a rich family. Please don't hurt me.
Come on, mama! Come on!
I got,
Anyways.
That's such a cool engine.
I got something to about.
No, hold on.
I
JDur, ahem.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
stealing all sorts of things.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
you
you
stole
are.
my air conditioning
Did you?
topic.
No, I didn't.
Wow, I'm not sure if
my
racist
God.
or true.
Hey, I
Wow.
was nothing on it, so shut up.
Double steal.
But anyway,
Here, go. I'll ruin it. I'll ruin it then. The PRR used ice blocks for air conditioning. There, done. Now you can't use it.
Wow, we're so mature here on the Terminus.
By the way, we've already switched signaling systems on the cam.
Oh wait,
We went from position lights to color lights.
yes,
Oh yeah, I was gonna say you noticed that, and then you said position lights. Oh yeah.
dartboards.
Because
And
we
I-
came through and I was like, ooh, a dartboard.
Ooh, a
But-
dartboard.
And that's first responders units.
That is
a
really
few
cool.
weeks ago, NS is the classiest class 1. Class 1. Wow. A few weeks ago, they painted one of their SD60Es, which are, I guess they're, you know, yeah, I guess they're other quote unquote heritage units because they have the first responders one, the veterans unit, the Go Rail.
Don't they have a
I think
Boy
there's
Scouts
another
one?
but
I'm going to be
No,
surprised.
you don't.
They have. Do they have a Boy Scouts one?
Do they?
Somebody has a Boy Scouts unit.
UP
That,
does.
yeah, that's the Dream Crushers.
No.
But a few weeks ago, NS painted one of their SD60Es to honor first responders, and there's a couple pictures of it at the link I put on their Tumblr page.
Well,
Every day I'm
actually,
tumbling.
I put
Isn't
in- that's
it
a good-
number 911 or something?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's quite. I
No,
wanna see
Siri. No,
this.
no, Siri.
Oh, no.
I want to see this, like IRL.
Roll.
Yeah,
Me too.
but they were honoring first responders and veterans
Woo.
because
Cool.
they sent their veterans unit over to Fort. Where is this? Fort Eustis for the Vietnam War commemoration. They
Okay.
had this there. They had the exhibit car which apparently has a simulator in it.
A simulator
Come on,
of
NS,
what?
please. Like
Kane.
Dang. Oh, no.
no, for like driving a locomotive.
First responders are like, what are these kids doing these days? We had better graphics in my days.
It's called nature.
Shots fired, Tane. Shots
Freaking
fired.
nature.
But
Oh,
yeah,
by the way, real quick, the oil train, the most recent blown up oil train, didn't even leave North Dakota. It didn't even
really?
make it. It didn't even make it that far.
Now that it's actually blowing up on their front porch, maybe they'll pay attention.
I don't think so. There's just people saying we should. There was a quote here that I just went, really? You know, there are other ways around this. I mean, it's the simple solution. You know, no oil trains.
That being?
No oil trains, but it's definitely not the most beneficial one all around.
No.
yeah, that's bad.
Somebody goes.
Although you could pull a Denver and Rio Grande Western and dig your own grave by getting the contract to transport the pipes for the pipeline.
I mean,
We'll squeeze the last few dollars out of this place.
if you know you're going downhill, you might as well make the best of it, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah.
it worked for the narrow gauge, I
Cool.
guess.
Not really.
Well, I mean,
It kept them around another 10 years.
yeah.
So it worked.
Just
sort
like
of.
the White Pass.
Just like the what?
The White Pass was reactivated so they could build a highway across Alaska.
Oh. Well,
That's why all the engines were shipped up there, you know.
Yeah, Basel.
The engines were shipped up there because they needed the highway so they could transport military supplies.
oh,
basically.
okay. I knew it was for something military. I didn't know
Yeah.
it was because of that. Okay.
Yeah. They
Well,
needed
I guess actually it was effective because both of them, because of that, survived into the preservation era.
Yes.
So I
So-
guess it was extremely effective, actually. Although,
So
granted,
the,
who's going to want to preserve UP? Granted, the SD70s are going to be dead here pretty quickly. So goodbye, Veterans Heritage Unit. Unit. It's been nice having you, but in another 2 years, sorry, the EPA is going to say nah.
It'll be a veteran.
It'll be a veteran. I remember those days.
Thanks, Obama.
Thanks,
You know,
Obama.
I am a little bit curious about that because there are earlier locomotives that are still on the rails from like earlier phases.
You're
of-
nines.
Well, yeah, but earlier phases of the legislation. No,
SD7.
it's not. No, not. Were they? Oh yeah, the earlier SD70s. But the point being, they're still here, even though those phases have passed. They're just not making them anymore. So I don't know what they're gonna do. Quite honestly.
I mean,
Thanks,
it would make
Obama.
sense
Regardless
for
of what happens, thanks, Obama.
Yeah.
and thank you, Nixon.
Yeah.
And that's one that I can legitimately say thank
Yes,
you
you can.
sarcastically to both of them and not be wrong.
And not be wrong. Well,
Thank
I
you,
mean,
Nixon, for the EPA, and thank you, Obama, for ugh.
it's okay. Shortly, you'll have somebody else to thank.
Yeah.
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 I can
just
thank
pile-
the Midwest
pile
Railway
in
Conservation
Hillary.
Society.
Or just go down and start naming all of the presidents. Thanks, Washington. Thanks, Jefferson.
Thanks, Bush.
It goes
Oh, wait.
Washington, and then a few, and then Madison, and then a few more, and then Lincoln, and then a few more, and then Roosevelt, and then Wilson, and then
Way good.
another Roosevelt, and then
Way good.
Truman.
yeah,
Way good.
then Truman, then Eisenhower, then Reagan, then Bush, then Clinton, then Bush, then
Clinton.
Bama,
Then Clinton.
then Clinton,
Then Waka Flocka.
Then Bush again.
then Waka,
Then
no,
Waka
it's not Clinton, it's
Flocka.
Waka Flocka.
But while Wiebold's thanking presidents, I can thank the Midwest Railway Preservation Society.
For?
Well, at the moment, they're according to their Facebook page, they're prepping the site for the T1 arrival.
Okay.
Thank you,
Okay.
Midwest Rail, whatever you are.
Wrong T1.
Yeah.
Right, T1. You forget that I still like the Reading ones.
Oh.
Yay! Thank you. Yeah, it's as far as I know, it's currently sitting in Bellevue,
Bellevue,
which I
don't
talked
know
about
where you are,
last
but
week.
cool.
The super mega hump yard.
Giggity.
Yeah. They're
By the way,
prepping the
the-
site.
The quote that I was
Um,
trying to get to was, quote, we need to get these exploding death trains off the tracks now. Fearmonger much?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hang on, we need to do what?
We need to get these exploding death trains off the tracks now.
Say it again, my phone cut.
God damn it.
Wiebold.
Sorry.
We need to get these exploding death trains off the tracks now.
Oh, it's a little bit embellished, but
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. But, you know, they're prepping the site for the T1. Last week they had a night photo session. They have an RS3, they brought that out, had that running. Doubt these were running, they had a couple of E8s there.
EA.
Yeah. A 1953 E8.
Oh my.
Are
Yeah.
there any operating PAs currently?
Operating? No. I don't think
Yeah.
so. Yes? There's an
the-
actual operating one?
The one up in Portland is technically operational.
Okay,
It
technically.
just doesn't run very much, but it runs.
Oh, okay. Okay,
It
never
can
mind.
be
Sorry.
fun.
Napa has one.
Get the good
they do?
stuff.
Yeah,
What, the wine or the PA?
both.
Okay, cool.
I was thinking of the auto parts guys, but sure.
Yeah.
Oh, not
Napa.
Napa Know-How, Napa Valley.
No, those are
The,
F8s.
The Fort
Also,
Winter
O'Reilly Auto
Historical
Parts Master
Society and the Lorraine and West Virginia they're doing good stuff. The Fort Wayne, they tickets are on sale for the Indiana and Ohio trips this summer.
Woo.
I really feel like buying a ticket, but I'll wait for Steam in the Valley.
Steam.
Give me steam.
Yeah. And then
I wanna
Lorraine and
take
West
that-
Virginia, they have their on the website under schedule. They have their whole schedule for a good chunk of this till September. There's going to be murder mystery stuff, wine trains, beer
But the
tasting.
mystery, who did JDur kill? He killed Tabab because he's been very quiet.
Uncharacteristically quiet, one might
Yeah,
say.
there's going to be beer
Yes.
tasting trains.
Beer!
Leviathan, the little 440 is going to be there starting next week with the Lincoln funeral car.
What was that?
That was me coughing.
Okay.
Nice.
Cough like an air horn.
That didn't sound at all like an air horn.
I don't know if it was just the phone, but for me it was like, ah!
Quack!
It was like a scream almost.
Since when does an air horn sound like?
Not like a diesel air horn, like an air horn like the, mer, mer ones.
Yeah. I know.
Quack!
Step 9.
Quack, quack, quack.
Wasn't that, yeah.
Not quite. Okay, fine. It sounded like one of those obnoxious State Patrol digital sirens. How about that?
Oh dear.
What the digital werewolf?
Or those.
Ding!
Or the Canadian train horns.
Oh god. Not that again.
Thanks. Thanks whoever the Canadian leader is.
Dios.
See.
No,
And then sort of relating back to, Railroads have not had a good week, I'll say that.
No, they really haven't.
No,
Amtrak
not really.
especially, but
Yeah, in Pittsburgh, a little suburb of
uh-oh.
That's not just me?
No, that's JDur freaking out.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Oh no.
crap.
Hello?
Well, we got that.
Hang on. Better?
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, the train was. We had this freight train over in Hazelwood. 13 covered hoppers, or at least
Is that a
from the picture,
high rail
most of them
truck?
are covered hoppers.
High rail truck.
What?
High rail truck.
Me.
Oh yes. Squish.
Oh no.
Then you can hear the stats for nerds.
Sack for nerds.
Yeah.
Big
But
step.
13 cars of this freight train derailed as it was going around a corner. I'm guessing the curve was too tight, and then physics happened.
He gave it a little
Train
too
tried,
much speed.
train tried to do a barrel roll and failed at it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But at least nothing hazardous was
Yeah.
involved. These were just empty cars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's always good.
Fertilizer can be almost more explosive than.
Oh yeah, shout out to the one. I don't think it was fertilizer, but the one NS derailment in Columbus. Boom.
Yeah.
Empty
That was-
cars being more prone to explosion than the full ones.
No,
These cars were made of petrified
no,
dynamite
no.
when the wood shorted.
Oh god.
no, those cars were full, but I don't know what they were carrying. Let me see if I can find the report.
Nitroglycerin.
Yes, definitely.
No, it's not, let me see.
Keep
if I can
these
find the report.
explosive trains of death off the tracks.
Can we have
This-
a cut to a Zorro train explosion here?
I'm pretty sure this was before the back end crude stuff.
Obligatory coal cars should
Wait,
obligatory.
when did they start shipping back and crude on the trains?
They almost look like snow cars. I don't know. Also, more position lights.
Yay!
Operator, won't you put me on through?
I can't find the
my love
wait,
with the back
actually-
and crude.
By date.
My post 521.
Woo.
Okay, this is no help.
Excellent.
Thanks, Columbus Railroads. I swear it was on here.
By the way, they being the guys that have engine will travel, currently have an engine in Wakersville, Maryland. Just arrived today. So,
And it is.
it doesn't say actually. I'm gonna guess it's Sadie because she's the only one traveling around right now, the 060. Both Hank and Mac are at the Steam Railroading Institute.
Holy crap.
And
Yeah,
there
what
was a
happened?
bunch of Steamtown news that I totally forgot about.
Woo!
They're still broke.
They're still
Okay,
broke. That has not changed.
And
Steamtown
they-
National Historic Site renews partnership agreement with Lackawanna and Wyoming Valley Railway Historical Society. That is a mouthful.
Yeah.
Lackawanna and Wyoming Valley Railway Historical Society.
Jeez.
Why would you bother with
The
an
acronym people
Yeah.
will stumble over.
I'm not entirely sure. Oh, okay. This agreement allows the Historical Society to raise funds on behalf of the National Park Service for the restoration of B&M 3713. Thank you.
I say, why the heck wouldn't you renew that?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that we'd hope would be,
Why do you need to have that be an agreement?
I have no idea.
Granted, looking at our government today, it's not so outlandish to say, "Hey guys, we raised a little bit of money for the steam engine." No, we don't accept that.
Yeah,
Well, why not? Because we don't.
because we're trying to do things on our own, okay? We don't want help.
Because we're such a gargantuan pain in the ass that we can't get out of our own way.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll talk about that soon. Can't get out of Amtrak's way either.
Yeah. Well, I have one more piece of news before, I don't know, whoever wants to take over again. Speaking of not being a good week for railroads and continuing to be broken, there was a rock slide on the Durango and Silverton that wiped out quite a lot of the trackage.
Ooh, where was it?
I'm surprised they don't deal with this stuff more often, considering in the days that it was in Denver and Rio Grande Western hands, it would flood and wash out and rock slide and snow in all the time. And it's been probably 10 or 12 years since they've had a really big incident like this. But a lot of shale and granite broke from the cliffs above and tumbled down the mountainside around.
Ugh.
It's like along the river division after the High Line, I believe, as you're heading into Silverton. And it just wiped out a lot of the track. Like, this picture, I can't upload it because I'm on my phone, but I can give the picture to Ellis later for you guys to look at.
Yeah, I'll link
The
to
rail
it.
is bent at like a 90-degree angle.
It's pretty bad.
Jeez.
It clobbered this track. Like, worse than the Maw.
Worse than
It's
yeah.
It's not like dented or flattened or cluttered here and there.
It's just
the
destroyed.
track is unusable. You couldn't, a drunk makes straighter lines than that.
Wow. But on an opposite note, there was a little, what do you call it? A study done regarding Steamtown and the surrounding town, which is Scranton, of course.
Yeah.
And that a new National Park Service report shows that the 84,257 visitors to Steamtown National Historic Site, this is in 2004, spent approximately $337,400 in communities near the park. That spending supported 72 jobs in the local area and had a cumulative benefit to the economy of almost $6 million. So Steamtown existing boosts Scranton's economy by approximately $6 million.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's good. And, I mean, I'm sure it's not too much more than really a drop in the bucket. We can't really see what their budget is like. Scranton's budget is like. And actually, to go on a side note, I had my argumentation and debate teacher. We got in a little fiery thing about right after they legalized weed in Colorado, and I was saying how much money they were making. He's like, "But that doesn't matter against this grand scheme of thing." But he compared having $1 versus having $100, and I said, yeah, but wouldn't you want the dollar? Having the economic boost that Steamtown is giving, no matter how little, the boost is there.
Little boost. Plus what your whatever teacher needs to realize is in Boulder that is the economy now. There's not much else out here, and those towns that have really taken to it.
That was like a few months after I came out. There was still they were still trying to figure out if it was a good idea. Still trying to figure out how.
Well, here's the short answer. Yeah. In those towns that have really taken and adopted it, though,
I mean, the Girl
as
Scouts
kind of their big local shtick, like Boulder, that is the economy.
Yeah.
Anywhere that has an economy doesn't really care, and then anywhere that doesn't have an economy kind of picked it up as an industry, and it's now their economy basically.
An economy is better than no economy.
Yeah, especially
and also,
when there's college students involved. So
also, it really helps the Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
If they know where to park themselves.
I got the munchies, man.
It's such a great idea. You can actually
sell those.
You can actually download the report here. Most park visitor spending was for lodging, followed by food and beverages, and then blah 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 blah.
Does Steamtown do souvenirs?
Yes. I have a shirt.
Oh.
And that mug had Steamtown on it. Oh, you weren't here for that, were you? They're making B&M 3713 mugs, which have the engine on it and Steamtown's logo and stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah. I said I would totally get one, but I have no use for mugs because I don't drink hot drinks.
Yeah. Ow.
June Blooms with train excursions and Memorial Day event is coming up. It's planning a Troops and Trains event coming up this upcoming weekend.
Sweet.
Oh, there's a Willys Jeep.
Woo.
Yes.
Pictures of Willys Jeep. This is pretty great. Alright. And, again, soon enough we'll be having... By soon enough, I mean August, is when we're having 765 come down to Steamtown.
Woo.
And run excursions across the Tunkanuk Viaduct. Which
Tunkanuk.
I totally want to do.
Tunkanuk.
Tunkanuk.
Yeah.
Tunkanuk.
I'm not sure what it was, but I think it's 765 that's going up to Buffalo.
Oh, really?
Fall?
Yeah, I think they're going up to Buffalo this year.
Yeah.
Buffalo.
Yeah. Speaking of nickel plate,
Oh
back
my
at the
god.
Lorraine and West Virginia, they have a funding set up to help restore their nickel plate 060 number 384. And they also have T-shirts on sale that you can buy from their website.
What engine is this?
I don't have one. I should get one. Person X to the third has one, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
Which is a new person, by the way. What is this engine?
It's a nickel plate 060.
Oh, it's an 060.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
There's a random 060 sitting in a parking lot off to the side as you go through Palmer on the Lakeshore Limited. I think it's for a restaurant, like it's their attraction.
Oh, that's cool.
But I always go by and I see it, it's like, huh?
Why are you here?
Yeah, why are you here?
Up
near Mount Vernon, which is up near Mount Vernon, out on the rail trail. There's a little 060 out there, sort of like this one actually. Sort of like the nickel plate, but it's for like Gulf States paper or something. There's a flat car, and then a
Gulf Steaks.
Gulf States. Yeah.
Gulf or golf?
Golf, like Gulf of Mexico, not golf like
okay.
Tiger Woods.
Okay, I was thinking
Woods?
golf.
What?
Yeah.
I was thinking golf, not gulf.
Golf? What? I'm confused.
There's an 060 lettered Gulf wood.
Let me
I was thinking golf like Tiger Woods, not golf like Gulf of Mexico.
Oh, okay. I thought it was trying to be like Tiger Woods. That's why I was confused.
Tiger Woods.
Let me find a picture of it.
The 060 is just like owning all the ladies.
Oh, there's a different
We're
one.
in Drake Town.
What's this? Oh god, it's gold.
Go.
I love gold.
That's cool. Here's a decent picture, I guess.
I think we're doing a clue change or something.
There was just a dude sort of hanging out, so theoretically.
Yeah, there's a picture of it.
Woo.
Alright, let me look. Let me post it up for... Aw.
Yeah.
One of the things I always find funny about these locomotives, they look like they're balancing.
Yeah.
And they're just hanging
And
off
you
so
can,
far.
yeah, and at least last time I was there, you can climb up on the flat car and in the cab, in the tender, on the tender decking.
Woo.
Whoa.
It looks in pretty good shape.
Yeah, it's not too bad from what I remember.
mean-
This picture's probably, I think this picture's like wicked outdated, but
Oh. I was gonna say, it doesn't look too bad, but we don't know what the internals are like.
Yeah.
oh yeah. Considering it's been sitting there for I don't know how long, and it's Ohio,
And it's,
yeah.
Yeah.
Next time I'm up there, I'll take some pictures.
Okay, so I can't see the dock, so I don't know how far along we are. Are we like close to moving on, or are we?
What's Ghost of the V&T?
Oh, click on the article and read it because I can't remember it and I can't look at the article. So whatever that
Oh,
name
again.
of the engine is, I think
1875.
it begins with a G.
Oh, the
They're putting it
Glenbrook.
back into service.
The Glenbrook.
The Glenbrook.
I'd like to see a better picture of it, but apparently they're putting this guy back into service. 1875
Sweet.
locomotive.
Yeah, they're planning to run it alongside Inyo, which is another 1875 440 sometime.
I am.
We'll report more on that next week.
Alright. Sometime.
Yeah.
Sometime.
Anyways, there is a big piece of news we haven't gotten to yet. And that is the Philadelphia derailment. It's still a developing story at this time, I believe. It is, 6 or 7 dead, and
I think it's 8.
8 now? Ugh.
Yeah.
And a few dozen injured. If there's anything... What the... Okay. If there's anything to point out from this, the upside, I guess, is that this is basically more people than have died due to Amtrak in the last 10 years at least. So they've had a pretty solid safety
Probably
record.
since the sunset.
They've had a pretty solid safety record up to this point.
Yeah.
There's still being investigated causes of the crash. We know that he was traveling about twice the speed of the curve, jammed on the emergency brake last second. Apparently, I was hearing from the guys at the Nebula, because they were talking about this in depth. Apparently it accelerated to 100 shortly before the curve. Engineer says he doesn't really remember anything. It's possible that something impacted or went through the windshield before the accident happened. I don't.
The engineer's alive?
Yeah, the engineer is.
Okay.
I believe the engineer actually walked away from the crash.
And the conductor is too.
And neither of them remember anything?
Conductor, I'm not sure. I haven't heard from his point of view. But the engineer apparently doesn't remember much or anything, and it's one of the more recent theories that I've heard is that something hit the windshield of the engine and possibly went through shortly before the crash. So I don't know what that lends to.
The theory would then be that it knocked the engineer unconscious.
Yeah.
He slumped over on the throttle.
Yeah.
Well, then how would he hit the emergency?
Yeah, I know.
Although,
Again,
did the conductor hit the emergency?
I don't know.
He could have.
There's a lot of things that are still... There are a lot of questions still unanswered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, all that we know is that it's a terrible accident. All of us here at the Terminus, the families of those involved, you guys are deeply in our prayers. It's a tragedy. There's not really much else to be said about it. We hope that nothing like this happens in the near future. Like we said, Amtrak has had a pretty good safety record as of recent.
Even better than most, even better than a lot of metros, I found out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of metros and even some class 1s, they've had a very good safety record recently. So we hope that this isn't an impact on that front. Though for those involved, you guys are in our prayers, and we just wish you guys the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they plan to interview the engineer. They haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
On the heels of this, though, is the other thing. Now, Amtrak is supposed to have positive train control installed by now. And they said
Positive?
they would... yeah. Positive
Mhm.
PTC.
Okay, what's that mean?
That is, there is a computer in the train, and it's... If you go over the speed limit for a certain section, it'll slow down the train automatically. It'll override you and slow down the train. and that was supposed to be installed. I think the original estimate was by 2012, but that got bumped back and bumped back and bumped back due to just not having enough funding and not being able to get everything up to spec. And I mean, that would have prevented the accident theoretically. And then on the heels of this accident, not even 24 hours after the accident, there came a budget cut of $260 million, which is about a fifth of Amtrak's total funding. And so now it's probably going to be more than a little bit difficult to get positive traction control installed.
I was gonna say that makes no sense, guys.
It doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
This is why our government has their heads in their own asses. Is they can't figure out. Wait, they need more money to make it safer. Okay, let's take away their money as punishment for not meeting our requirements.
It was already underway before the accident happened. In fact, I doubt the conclusion.
The budget cut.
Yeah, I doubt the conclusion had very much to do with the accident, and there was a lot of stuff being thrown around. So I heard about people trying to bend it in one way or the other. I believe one representative got called out as saying, got called out for trying to use it to cancel the budget cut, but I don't remember who they were or who it was. It was just in this article. Hold on, Amtrak.
I will say though, it is kind of a last minute thing. It honestly, if there is any reason to stop a budget cut last minute, I'd think that would be it. Yeah, I agree. That is really all. What more can you ask for, really? And that's not meant to be. That sounds a little bit cheeky and rosy posy, but that's not. What else do you need to prove that they need this money?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than the frivolous things like 22 Abrams to the army that we don't need, or more to Obamacare's website, or
10,000 extra tanks. Yeah.
More to stuff that we really don't.
I want to find the article that I was looking at before. I wish I could remember the numbers of the vote. The only thing I remember is it was along party lines, which is kind of to be expected.
Yeah. What was the party standing on it?
Democrats for, Republicans against. And it makes sense. It makes sense because
for or against the cut?
Democrats... Sorry, vice versa. Democrats for keeping the budget. In fact, this is on the heels of... They were trying to do a budget push. And that failed, and then the budget got knocked down. So, it was sort of back-to-back failings here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I mean, you could get angry all you like, but I don't really... I can see why. I mean, it's unfortunate that this happens. And the reasoning is, I guess, you don't see Amtrak touching a lot of these Republican districts. And it's sort of the thing of, well, why pay for it if we can't use it? Right. Well... And it's also the same case of if this was... I understand that. And the other thing that I could see from the Republican point of view, thinking from that angle now, would be, there's a lot of... It's just more money that's being spent. Yeah. There's more stuff that's going down the toilet, so they're trying to cut it really anywhere they can, even if it is... Amtrak. Yeah, something that's kind of important again. That's a very good point, though, about it not touching districts. Like, out here, when we were talking about, I think a few terminuses ago, we talked about me saving Amtrak and getting their budget in the government class. Somehow. Right. Well, here's one of the things. I think my class was radically undereducated on it because half of them hadn't heard of Amtrak. What?
Oh, God.
I know that sounds outlandish and ridiculous, A, because we're rail fans, and B, Ellis and JDur, you're both in areas that have Amtrak service. Milky is.
I have lack of.
Yeah. JDur's pissed that his government did not accept the free money to put Amtrak in place.
Yeah, well, more so than we do. We have one Amtrak. Well, no, sorry, we have two Amtrak services that run through, neither of which are local to this area, both of which are extremely remote they're and not
one day.
Right. They're not scheduled or promoted or anything like that. In fact, I think a lot of kids, if you asked them at my high school, would be pressed to tell you another kind of train that wasn't Coltrane. Or BNSF Coltrane, or UP Coltrane.
I know, and it's the kind of thing where there's just a lot of these places where, and then these people get into politics, and it's, oh, there's this thing. Well, it didn't seem very important to me.
Right.
Why spend money on it?
Right. Well, it's again, it's a regional issue, and in the Northeast especially, Amtrak is crucial. Out in the rest of the country, really, it isn't.
It isn't, because it's the situation of,
right.
If you build it, they will come, but you still have to build it.
Right.
And that's still expensive.
I mean, that's just, it's speaking extremely frankly, and I realize that, but in the Northeast it actually matters. In the rest of the country, I really don't think anybody would, be truly up a creek without a paddle without a solution if Amtrak were to just drop.
Very few people would bat an eye.
Beep.
Very few people.
Very
which
few.
is why I think it was with TBA the other day or somebody, we were discussing, like, the government should just provide incentives for, as we've discussed, it's very, very difficult for companies to for freight companies to pick up passenger service.
Give them sort of loans.
But no, we're saying just give them incentives like tax breaks and stuff. If you
right. Wasn't that one of the original things to go with Amtrak? Because I doubt the first choice of the government was to make their own passenger railroad company. Wasn't that one of their first ideas, was to make it so that it would be better for the other companies to continue this service?
I mean, theoretically.
I mean, what in your conversation, what were the negatives of that? Because to me, that just off the cusp, that sounds like better than Amtrak by a lot.
The negatives of it would be, it's still very hard to recoup. It's still very hard to recoup for the freight company. It's hard to justify.
Right.
And if you're really spending that much money in subsidy for the freight companies, you're not sure that money's going to the right place, first of all. There's the accountability side of it. But there's also, from the government's point of view.
Right.
And also then you have the different companies running the different rail services, and you've got, change train at X city, and then change train again at this city, and then, in spaces where a whole section might not be a continuous company.
Mm-hmm.
So there are some areas where it's better being, attached all under a single head. But obviously we've seen the freight companies don't tend to take kindly to Amtrak in general.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it goes back to, fundamentals in politics again. Yes, it's more of a Hobbes rather than a Lockean theory of trust and putting the money into the class ones and the local rail lines rather than into a national service. However, it also promotes free market type economy. However, it also goes back to I can't remember what it was, bill of 18 something, where now you're putting the powers of rail fare. I'm used to saying airfare, which rhymes. So to say rail fare is interesting. You're putting the option of regulating rail fare back into the hands of the private companies, which they have abused before, however, have had better regulation with. However, it's more localized and there's more jobs in a class one. However, there's more blankety, 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 blank.
And also, with that same thing for regulation, a lot of companies right now aren't really competing very much. A lot of these bigger rail companies really aren't competing. Right.
Which that would also put competition back in it because, Amtrak has no competition.
Amtrak has no competition, but they're still failing.
They're still failing. It would, as far as the worst case scenario would go, it would wind up with a worse scenario of Amtrak. In the best case scenario, what it could do, it could feasibly revive the old system of rail travel with the competitiveness and the desire to do well with it.
Yeah.
Which would be fantastic.
Which would be fantastic. We've just learned that there's no money there.
Right.
And unfortunately, hopefully...
There's the big players. There's, even with the tax breaks and stuff, there's just no money in passenger service anymore.
Well, if we can reinvest enough in infrastructure that it makes sense.
I have to interrupt you. I'm getting knocks on the door and stuff. I have to go down. I might be back later.
All right. Well, we're going to I think we can bump along here to Locomotive Versus. So
Locomotive Versus.
all right.
All right. Bye.
All right. So on one side, wait, TBA was going to be part of this, wasn't he?
Is he even here?
TBA, I'm fairly certain TBA is asleep.
TBA?
I'm giving him
I
a point. I'm giving him a point for falling asleep. Where is he?
Everyone's
What?
dropping
What?
today.
What? I'm sorry, I was doing homework.
Oh, okay. So you weren't asleep.
Okay.
I had my mic muted so you didn't hear papers.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I just figured you were asleep.
Wait, don't tell me I didn't get that point.
No, you didn't get the point. I
Oh
redacted
god, fire
it.
truck, I'm sorry.
All right, welcome back to TBA.
Dead.
We were pointing out how you'd been uncharacteristically quiet,
Yeah.
and then we get
Scary.
distracted with politics. Anyways,
Well, I don't want to, interrupt you guys,
oh whatever.
some people, but whatever.
It's Calisthenics number 6, the Heisler versus what is this?
Food glow.
Heisler versus
Fine.
Phoenix.
Fruit Growers Supply Company number 3, the Climax.
Hold on, let me grab my stats.
Oh, I
Yeah.
completely for. Wait, can I just? No, I'll wait till we're done. No, I forgot something for the Age of Steam Run House.
We really didn't find many, or a whole lot of
Find very
stats
much
for this.
stat, so I'm gonna have to base my point likely on which one I just find cooler.
All right.
Heisler.
Did the same.
I'm still thinking.
So
Let's
Climax
wait
versus
for
Heisler.
This was the first locomotive donate to this museum, so.
Oh, what museum is this?
Southern California Chapter Railway Historical Society.
Oh, it's in California. It's in Southern California, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, this no agua.
Look out! They're
Them-
coming in on your territory, TBA.
How dare you come on my territory?
Climaxing on your territory.
Giggity.
Anyways,
Giggity, 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 giggity.
I have my first question. What's your driver diameter?
36 inches. 36.
36.
What's your
TBA,
tuba?
do you have yours?
Tuba?
TBA is dead.
What? I'm sorry, I was talking to my brother.
Oh, what is your driver diameter?
I couldn't find that. I couldn't see it.
Can you take a
Oh,
guess?
wait, hold on. Drivers, 42 inches.
Oh, damn. Well, okay. The points are
Oh
looking
no.
towards the Heisler. Shoe fly tunnel.
I believe it's my turn, yes.
Yeah, it is.
How much do you weigh?
45. No, 65 tons.
The Heisler weighs 100 tons, and I think we determined.
Jesus.
I think we've determined heavier is better. Or I can't remember.
No, because they're log.
No, these are
lightly
logging
built.
engines.
Yeah.
I would, lighter is better. So
1 to
like,
1.
who was
Well,
lighter?
for
Milky?
power, wouldn't you want
Yep.
more weight?
Well, yeah, but these are. Think of the setting that these guys are supposed to be in.
Logs.
Yeah, you're not
Yeah,
gonna want to
out
have
in
to
the middle
spend.
of bleeding nowhere.
You're not gonna have to want to spend a lot on rail.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
light in this tape. Shoe flat.
That works.
I just got through shoe
English
flat.
motherfucker.
I think I'm a few seconds behind you guys.
Yeah, a little bit. Looks like
Yeah.
Anyways,
birds. Suicidal birds.
what the heck? I'm getting a call.
Squish.
TRG and
Oh no.
O'Jillies.
No.
I've
Like,
I'm-
Okay,
like
which
St.
one is
Paul's or-
which one is older?
I don't know. This Heisler says it was built in 15. Oh, builder number. Never mind.
I don't think it was built in 15 anything.
Shakespeare ran Heislers
Date
confirmed.
in service 1929.
Wow.
Okay. My climax was built in 1909.
Oh wow. It's over 100 years old now.
Okay, is it older's better or younger better?
I'm going for older's better. I like it that way.
Oh my.
More reliable.
I
Giggity.
like the
You like the sag?
no.
Oh dear, we're in
I
a
like-
tunnel.
The history. I know. If
No
we're
one told
talking
me
about,
that we were going
If we're
into a
talking
tunnel.
about that, I'll go the other way.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Yeah, no
tunnel
one
was
told me we
definitely
were in
two
a
tracks.
tunnel.
That tunnel was definitely 2 tracks at some point. It was
Oh,
way
yeah.
too wide.
But surely I'm
No, this is trains.
What about it?
The tunnels are freakishly wide.
In trains, the 1-track tunnel is like you're bumping your head on the ceiling and scraping your arms on the walls.
Yeah, then the 2-track.
The 2-track is huge and the babes go wild.
Yeah.
More position
And I-
lights. Somebody tell me what the position light says.
Well, these are
don't know.
B&O,
Hold on,
so
let
it's
me.
easier to understand.
It shows a bunch of quotes.
Caution.
Does it really?
Yeah, caution. I think that was a full circle.
That was just a guess.
In
In
Pinkerton.
Pinkerton. Okay.
I have no idea where we are.
Out in some forest
We're
in the snow.
We're in the Apollotians.
It reminds
the
me
Apollo- No, we're in the Alleghenies.
of
Trying to find. Were either of you run on coal, or are these both oil fired?
oil.
Okay, what's
they both
that? Is
oil?
that a station? No, it's a shack. It's an Amtrak.
It's not an Amtrak.
Oh, it's someone's house.
I have a big style point.
Yeah.
It was the first locomotive to be donated to this museum.
All right,
Boom.
Yeah. That's okay.
I guess that works.
It does.
Hmm.
Mm.
I would go for something actual.
How many trucks on each?
Truck.
Okay, they're both 3. They're both 3 trucks. What's with the sun-kissed?
Instead
I
of water,
get that
it has
it's fruit
soda.
growers, but really,
I have
Instead
no
of
idea.
water, it has soda.
it is
runs on
soda,
oil and soda.
powered by soda.
Hey, at least it keeps it. Never mind.
Fizzy?
Give me-
What?
I know, we don't have a lot of stats here. I don't think we should do geared locomotives again.
Yeah, no.
More style points.
Ban on geared locomotives.
I
C93 truck Heisler, the West Coast
Oh, I need to write this
special.
down.
okay.
I don't know.
So
I think time for style points. We really don't.
Well, yeah, go ahead. Ask for style points.
I already went for one.
Okay, Milky, how many cylinders does your engine have? Cylinders?
6,
6?
and they're all powered.
Well, I don't
Wait,
see.
that has
Cylinders?
6 pistons?
Oh.
Jesus, Milky.
The Heisler has like
Oh,
2.
two.
It has 2?
Yeah, the Heisler has
Climax,
two.
what are you doing?
Okay, and what is a climax?
Hold on. What is your stroke?
Oh, my.
Giggity.
I don't have that.
Oh,
Well, I'm.
What's
damn
your
it.
steam class do?
I don't have that.
okay, this is not good.
End it. Forfeit.
Okay,
Not
do you
enough
have
stat.
any more style points?
This guy going for
The
style.
Heisler looks awesome because all three sets of wheels, or all wheels, are connected by connecting rods.
Yes, okay.
I suppose that's good.
You could get one more. I know one.
We have all three, or all sets of wheels are powered.
No, they're all powered.
Oh,
They're both all powered.
we have a V
Milky,
lineup.
does yours run?
No.
That's what I thought.
Okay, mine runs. Also,
Yeah.
the Heisler is set up in a V.
Yes, a glorious V2 engine.
It's a V2 engine.
Wow, such horsepower.
Crossing. Ooh, we saw a hole over there. No, person X.
What? Hi, person
no,
X.
no, person X 3. Person X cubed.
Oh crap! I'm trying to find. Okay,
Yeah,
Hold on,
they're pretty.
tell me when you guys. What time are you guys at
they're
right
pretty
now?
similar distant engines. Similar different engines. I don't actually
Like an
know. I can't tell
hour, 5 minutes, 10 seconds.
Okay, so
Well,
let me know when you
yeah,
get
he's-
to an hour 12.
you. I already passed it.
Yeah. Oh wait, hour 12 minutes.
Yeah, 1:12 minutes.
Oh, okay. No, we have not passed that yet.
No, wait.
JDur, you keep an eye on that.
Actually, 1 hour and 8 minutes. I've
Right, make up your mind.
Damn it.
Okay,
We're
Jesus.
currently
goddamn.
tied 3-3 in the points, by the way.
I know.
I'm
we
gonna
gotta
vote for the
come up-
Heisler, though.
Okay.
Heisler. X. I'm gonna vote the Heisler because every day I'm Heisling.
Days, I-
Boop, 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 boop.
and frankly, I think I prefer the black to the black and yellow scheme.
Well,
Yay.
it's black and orange.
Team.
Yeah.
It works for me.
No sun-kissed. Boo, sun-kissed.
So Kiss is good though.
Milky, what's your vote?
Mookie's competing, he doesn't vote.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind. I'm sorry.
Wiebold's
Okay,
dead.
Wiebold would probably go for the climax just because to give it some love because everybody's going for the
Pity
high
vote.
Yeah,
score.
pretty
Hooray
right.
for
I'm pretty
pity
sure
vote.
he's gonna hate on me for that later.
But it's all up to you in the comments, dude.
Yes.
It's all up to the comments,
Always comments. Commenters
Every
go.
day.
especially the two guys who watch me. If you freaking care, comment.
Oh, no, they cared enough to know that the yearly was
Woo. Tender decking.
tender decking woo. No, next time TBA, next time you see them, you should just ask them. Do you know what tender decking is?
Do you know what to... Don't interrogate
I'll do that
them.
Monday. I'll do that Monday because I see him every day.
Smoke.
I'll update you guys on that Monday.
All right.
Going back here for
Investigators
a
trying
second.
to
Oh, God,
solve
no,
this
shut up,
mystery
shut
are
up, shut
pointing
up,
to
shut up,
two
shut up, shut up,
new
shut up,
pieces
shut up,
of
shut up,
evidence
shut up,
that
shut up.
Jeez, I'm sorry. What'd I say?
What?
The CNN lady started talking. I didn't want her to talk.
Get the duct tape.
Come on, JDur time. What's the time?
Hour 7:32.
Okay,
I'll tell you.
Seven.
I'll tell you when to go, TBA.
tell me 108:34.
God damn it.
That's,
Okay, never mind.
that's where I am. 108:34.
Anyways,
Okay.
backtracking for a minute. The derailment, the Pennsylvania derailment, or the Philadelphia one rather. Somebody go ahead and tell me whose tracks those were.
Conrails.
Conrails.
Yeah, Confail.
They were Conrail's trackage.
Well,
Just just the other day, we were wondering what had happened to Conrail. Apparently, it's derailing Amtrak's for fun.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Well, sort of
Conrail, you're
ping
despicable.
Yeah.
When you complete.
I have one more thing for Age of Steam Roundhouse.
Okay.
Well, Milky showed me the this one Facebook page called Cashews. Not cashews like the peanuts or whatever. Or, well,
Did you know that cashews
like
grow on
like
a
the
fruit?
the cashews you would eat.
I
Yeah.
found
Like
this movie.
Cass, like Cassina Grard, and then whatever.
Only-
According to
What?
their Facebook page, they had at Cass in their deadline was a U.S. Army 280 number 612, and apparently the Age of Steam Roundhouse acquired it, and it's on its way.
Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was on Ozark, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Ozark for the win.
good to be used.
For two,
Yeah.
yeah, it's been on there for a while.
Yeah.
It's been on there
I mean,
as long as I've known Ozark.
Yeah,
At least it's going to a good home.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can get it running
Hopefully,
in, I don't know.
A home that will have stuff running
yeah.
and offer
Yeah,
tours and excursions.
I really hope they do the tours this summer, because I'd love to go up there with my grandparents.
It's going to be like the next private Steam Town is really what the Age of Steam is.
Steamtown now featuring Amish.
And money.
Wow.
And money, yes.
And money, yes, exactly. Well, that's what you need. You need... Blount proves you just need one dude with a lot of money.
Yeah.
One dude with a lot of money
And-
trumps the government, apparently.
Kind of funny how, this is sort of a quote-unquote Steamtown. A good chunk of the locomotives here have been in the hand, have been connected with Blount at some
Yeah.
point.
Well, I mean, they've made trades.
Oh, yeah.
Make
Because
trades.
let's see. No.
I get
Alright, Brian, we
climate
actually have to
good.
move on.
See.
We need to move
That
on.
was
Dial
at
control.
Strasbourg.
Hold on,
Steamtown,
who won
Steamtown,
Locomotive Versus?
Steamtown.
Steam Town.
Locomotive
We're trying to do
Versus.
something.
Heisler wins.
Yeah, Heisler wins. Locomotive Versus.
Every day I'm heisting.
Okay, so Actually, wait, no, TBA, because you were conked out, you can actually go ahead and...
Well, I really wasn't conked out. But
well, yeah, but you were essentially dead.
You were homework.
I can go ahead and...
12 inches to the foot, go.
Oh, way up there. I don't really have anything except some actually really cool rail fanning that I got to see.
Okay.
So, I was over at the Roseville Station platform. Woo, Roseville.
Mm-hmm.
Amtrash never goes here anymore, really.
They don't have
LOL.
money.
I saw them pull out a locomotive from the shop, and they made a string of 3, and then later on sent it off. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Was
And
this
then-
like... Was it a working locomotive, or was it,
No,
had
they
to
were
drag
all
it out?
operational locomotives.
Oh, okay.
Set up, brought from the shop, and sent out on a mainline train.
Oh, okay, because you said they had to pull it out of the shop, so I was like, uh-oh. He's dead, Jim.
He's dead. And
They
then,
lost him.
I don't
good.
care if you guys believe it or not, but I got to do this. I got to flip a switch for that locomotive string being moved.
That's cool.
Oh, what
It was
they like?
freaking. I was like, sir, do you mind if I flip that switch? And he's like, yeah, sure, come on. And I'm like, yes.
Is it really that simple?
I don't know.
Then,
I think
okay,
he's
why
nice
not
You,
Yeah.
guy.
you
hired
just
by
have
the
to run
Ohio
into
Central
nice
yet.
people. Like, the Providence and Worcester... I got chewed out for standing on a station platform, but also I've been, I've talked to the Providence and Worcester guys as they're pulling into the yard, and I'm just kind of hanging out in the yard. And they're...
Well, yeah, I mean, a class 1 or Amtrak or something.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean
You know.
they're all terrible people. I'm just saying you need to run
Yeah.
into the nice people.
Oh, also,
yeah.
Roaring Camp and the California Western are having their Father's Day event trains coming up soon. So, woo, Father's Day.
What is that?
It was just like barbecued trains on Father's Day.
America.
Barbecued trains.
Yeah, no, like it's like a dinner train, really,
With wings.
with wings.
And burgers.
America.
America.
Anyways, we should actually move on to dial control now, which we should have done.
Why?
What? Because you broke the flow like the rest of us.
Oh.
Why do I have one?
Because you broke the flow.
Well, hold on. I won Locomotive Versus, so I shouldn't have a point.
That's true.
Dang it.
Oh.
I'm actually surprised Wiebold.
Grudgingly fixed.
Yeah, I'm surprised
Okay,
Wiebold-
I believe.
Or
Is
Milky.
it time for dial control?
Yes,
Oh,
but JDur can go first because I want him to go first.
Okay.
On your cool your route. Talk about your route.
Alright. I'll start with that.
Because I
Well-
can't wait until it's done.
Yeah.
I'm going to change it.
Yeah. Well, on the Davenport Southern, I've been working on...
Fire truck, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Continue.
I've been working on the, city of Davenport, getting that all textured up.
Woo.
God. It's so boring working on it. Because I'm not, like, running through interesting terrain. It's just city industries, steel mill, rotary dumper. I mean, that's sort of cool, I guess.
Stuff to make the multiplayer session better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Port sand.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm trying to decide whether to just, hurry up in the next couple weeks, get the standard gauge done, release it, and then work on the narrow gauge, or just wait till I have everything done and then release it.
Well, I would go for the latter. There's nothing wrong with sitting, there might be something where you're building the narrow gauge and you go, oh, I should have done this, and so you just go back and edit the standard gauge a little bit.
Yeah.
We've
When I
all
got those
our-
EBT shops and stuff, I just, I just went over to the narrow gauge. I'm like, okay, dude, get this done and then move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you've got to climb a mountain to get the quartz sand.
Yeah. Maybe go out to a town called Download.
Download station.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's download station.
But after it's done, I'm going to pensify it.
Yeah, he's gonna change everything to dartboards and,
We're going to do a Terminus experiment. And it is, we're gonna run the run session on the normal map, see how we all do. Then I'm gonna take the route and pensify it. And turn it in, and switch the signals to dartboards, and switch the engines to PRR stuff. And then we're gonna run the same session, just with the new, updated route.
May I say something real quick here?
Yeah.
Shoot.
I hate to shoot you down, but you realize you can mouse over the signals and see what it means, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure
But
most
I'm
people are
too
just...
lazy to do that.
It doesn't matter. That time of
The
mousing over the
dartboard's so
signals,
confusing.
maybe
Maybe
the time
life
where
or
you're. It may be the time where you're barreling at the signal and going, should I put on the brakes? Should I put in the brakes? The time to
I
mouse
speed up?
over the signal you may not have.
Are we going under another railroad?
We're going under
Sweet.
some tracks.
Looks like another. Yeah, that's cool.
That's
Now
a
we're
really
slowing
tight
down.
crossover.
They're like mine.
Oh my.
The
Yeah,
switch,
okay,
I have some more V-scale.
Well, yeah, that has to do with pensification slightly, because coast to coast.
Yeah, I bought the. Yeah, I decided to spend some of my mowing money on K&L.
Prostitution money.
No.
Yes. You know it, JDur.
No. From cutting grass.
Uh-huh.
Well, is that what they're calling
But
it?
I bought.
Is that what you kids are calling it these days?
No.
So
But
you
I
bought
bought-
the...
but
Go on.
But I bought 94,
Whoa.
the K4, the M1, Coast to Coast,
Coast to coast.
and then the Cincinnatian.
Coast to coast tenders.
Yeah, and
Pennsy
also I
Syndrome.
don't think you were around for when I did this, but I was just derping around in Skype
Oh,
the
no,
other
no,
day,
you
and I
attached
had
the coast to coast to the A5. I was there for that.
God, the K4 it actually looks legit.
The K...
Wait,
well,
you-
because they used them sometimes.
Oh, seriously, on the K4?
Yes.
You put the coast to coast tender behind the little A5.
Yeah, he did.
Me, yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, like I recall saying, they didn't put the numbers on the tenders. They didn't put engine numbers on the tenders because the tenders were kind of... You could swap them out. It depended on...
they were universal.
It depends on... Yeah, they were standard. It depends on how far you needed to go. If you were just hauling stuff on a branch line, they wouldn't give you a coast-to-coast tender to drag around.
Okay, could the A5 even move the coast to coast tender?
I doubt. In trains, probably yes.
But in
I mean,
real
it was a switcher. It could probably move it. It could probably move maybe a handful of them.
Yeah,
But they were heavy.
It's a wicked powerful 4.0.
Blounce
Yeah.
engine spec.
No. Speaking of engine specs, I got the Cincinnati and the engine spec that I currently have on it. It
Slipping.
no, it can't move.
Oh.
It can move in DCC mode, but I always run in cab mode unless actually I always run
Unless
in
it
cab
doesn't
mode.
work.
Try.
In that
try
case, I don't
lowering your
run.
Cutoff.
No,
Cut
I
off
try
your what?
everything that I know how to do, and it just won't move. Like the steam chest pressure will increase, but it won't move.
Put Blonde's engine spec on it.
I'm actually gonna go do that right now. Just
Well,
see if it can move.
Okay, can someone take over the torques while I'm done? I'll be
Can
with
I?
it.
I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I got a couple of things. Lately, since I have nothing to do for the Iron Horseman route anymore, I've been working on a route called the Hazel Northeastern,
Hassel.
and no,
It's not Hazel. It's Hassel.
no, it's Hazel. God damn it!
It's Hasselhoff.
Hasselhoff.
Stop it.
Okay.
But it's somewhat of a branch line that is branches away from a Santa Fe main line. This is entirely fictional, by the way, but
Or is it?
and no, it is entirely fictional.
Whoa, what is snow tornado going on.
What? Oh,
Oh, it used to be a steam short line, like in the steam era, and
Yeah,
now it's
Steam.
a modern day, let's say, railroad,
1985.
yeah, like the Rio Grande. It wasn't a major railroad, but it's an up
was
there
important.
railroad. I don't know what to call it, and then for model railroading, I haven't really gotten anything new, but Cole, my DNR GWF7, is starring in my multimedia movie,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
but he's derailed.
Oh.
That's not good.
Yeah. So that's about all I've got.
All right. Ellis, I have a quick question.
Yep.
Okay, where did I get another point?
See, I just gave it to you and I don't remember, so I'm gonna attribute it to the Frozen reference.
Oh,
But it was before that.
dang it. Okay, and who wrote, ooh, Strasbourg?
Maybe Ghost of TJ.
Hey, it might have been. Does he have the
Strasbourg.
Yeah, K&L Trainz is making 89. It looks great.
K&L Trainz is making 89 and they're also making a
The
Q2.
Two.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm gonna-
they're, that's one of their projects for 2016, along with 1218. Finally, someone's going to make a decent one.
If somebody comes out, if they came out with like a decent 844 or the Union Pacific FES, I might consider getting them.
Yeah,
No, you should get the Niagara.
Or if they came
Yeah.
out with like a decent Norfolk and Western engine, I might get
They're,
it.
they're making
They're coming out
1218
with
sometime next year.
1218. Yeah.
But I'm really just not a big fan of K&L stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, you can't justify the price, and that's understandable.
Milky,
They
or
aren't
not,
exactly
JDur
cheap.
hates me for it.
No, I don't hate you. I just kind of...
You-
He just wants to put you in the pit of death.
Yeah.
Speaking of Pit of Death...
Oh no. Oh yeah, that's me.
That is
Yeah.
you!
So, I made a pit of death. Okay, so, I was using Plateau A. No.
JDur
I saw that,
back.
Gator. I gave you that for a reason, I just can't remember what it was.
I saw him change it, I'm like, JDur, no.
I
I can't remove a point for the good
I
segue.
found a little spot where I missed.
That's another point.
I found a little spot where I missed with the Plateau tool.
And you used it, which is
And
great.
I made use of it because I was like, well, I could take the 5 seconds to fix the hole, or I could turn it into a tourist attraction and make more work for myself by trying to drive a rail to it. And
But
I went with the latter option, and
Yes.
I'm having trouble getting the track down to it.
because wouldn't you get stuck down there?
Probably.
Hawassi Loop.
Yeah,
Yeah, what if you made a loop going around the edge of that bowl that you've made?
well, because the bowl isn't going to stay the bowl. I mean, it's sort of going to stay the bowl. But there are going to be more terrain features I need to add. And I will get the track to come down there, but it's going to be a little bit wibbly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, all you got to do is do what you got to do because I want that in the Iron
You
Horseman.
just want to drive to the pit of death. Okay.
I kind of like Tabaz's idea, like just have it go around the edge of the bowl, like how they have it in quarry pits for the trucks.
I mean, I could, but the bowl's kind of big and it's kind of shallow. Like, I need to get down there, but it's not going to take that much track.
Yeah,
I just
okay.
need to weave back and forth, or maybe put it.
Well, I mean,
short
you could
switchback.
run it. You don't have to make a loop. You could run it along or a switchback, that would work too. But you could run it along the edge of the bowl.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
that
gonna
ran
get
myself
into the
out of breath.
Anyways, the bowl they're talking about is I had to slope down towards where the pit of death is, because I couldn't in good conscience alter the height of the pit of death, because that would just be now I'm playing with it. It's supposed to be a random thing that I forgot about. If I edit it purposefully, it's lost all value. Come on, worthless.
You worthless.
We're less like the bright orange caboose that is currently paired with Lee on the NAB&W.
Oh dear.
No, what?
Okay, so I talked about the Op Session Noob Killer with
Oh,
the
God.
ONLR.
Yeah.
And so I come back, and apparently they ran an Op Session. And I put Lee down, and then I go, wait a minute, why are you over here? And I'm looking at the midway point of the layout, which is North Bennington. I took JDur through it, at least. He's the one person currently here that's seen it. And
You gotta give me a tour.
I will. I'm trying to get to everyone. It's a pain in the butt when you have to do one at a time.
Yeah.
Come on, Skype.
And thanks, Obama. And you have to. This caboose is with a train in North Bennington, which is nowhere near any ONLR trackage. And so I'm just sort of driving around and I go, wait, you shouldn't be here. And then I realized, well, wait a minute, Lee kind of has a place where he belongs to, so I drove all the way from Troy to North Bennington, swapped out my train, picked up the caboose, and drove the caboose all the way to Chateauguay, which is the last town on the line before Montreal, which is staging. And it's where the ONLR connects. Well, I get there finally, after struggling up the hill. Get there finally, and I'm pushing the button for the switch as hard as I can. It's not doing anything. I check to make sure everything else is on, and then I look under the table and the button's disconnected.
Wow.
And there's no way for me to flip the switch and put Lee where he's supposed to be. So I just sort of parked him there and went,
Hand of God.
I had to pull past the station and then use a different switch to back onto the road, basically, blocking the entrances to the station from the street. And then I just left him there because I couldn't park it where he was supposed to be. So then I came back and somebody added more. I came back today and somebody had added more cars to him, and I was like, why?
Why can't you leave my engine alone?
No, that wasn't it. I love it when people use Lee. But it was like I came back and they'd added more cars to a train that was already almost too heavy, and I went, he can't move this, can he? And the guy went, well, he could move half of it. He could move these coaches on their own, and I was like, okay, I guess.
Can he really not pull that much?
It was a train of about 10 freight cars, and then 3 coaches and 2 baggage cars.
Ooh.
And
so pretty hefty train.
It was a pretty sizable train. He could move everything. He managed to get everything except for the baggage cars. No, everything except for the coaches and one of the baggage cars. He managed to do that up the grade and then all the way to Chateauguay. But with the coaches on there, I know we wouldn't be able to make it because I've run the coaches on their own, and he's just barely doing it because they're very old. They're like actually old B&M coaches, and they don't roll very well, so they present a challenge to him on their own.
Yeah.
But if I may come back to myself.
Yep.
When I took, because I had to take Cole and most of my cars to school to do the filming.
Oh, okay.
Everybody kept touching it, and I'm like, just stop! I'm trying to use this.
You need to make a no touching zone.
Yeah.
I'm like, stop touching the engine.
No, TBA. No, TBA, what you should have done is get some of that police tape. No, get some of that police tape and just mark out an area where you're gonna work in the classroom.
Caution tape.
Yeah.
Do not enter.
My parents.
And then the one idiot kid in the class. Has everyone seen that one SpongeBob where SpongeBob becomes a lifeguard?
No.
Yes. Oh God.
Yeah, and
wrap everything in
Patrick
it.
crosses through the tape because he thinks there's ice cream on the other side. That one kid. Yeah, he's like, no, person next cubed.
Mm-hmm.
No, person next to the
free ice cream.
No, he'd be like, oh, train touch. Shams.
No, I'm pretty sure in my multimedia class I'm the only person that likes trains. So
Yeah.
What a loser!
At my school,
You
it's
like
pretty
trains,
much.
haha!
Yeah, but everybody was like asking me so many questions. I was like, they were straightforward questions that even the person who could care less about trains should know.
What were
like-
they asking?
Well,
Like-
we just discussed how most people in Wiebold's class didn't know what Amtrak was, so frankly...
Okay. So I mean, I guess those people are everywhere.
Yeah.
But some things they were asking, like, how much do you think this costs? I'm like,
Is this an...
a lot.
Why would they know that, though? You didn't
I-
even know that.
I
Say,
didn't even
like,
know that.
$500,000. I don't know how much it is.
But
21?
they're like, do these ones still run? I said,
Sometimes.
yes. Some of these engines still run. They are now.
Unholy metal machine.
Anyways, it was just questions. I just got bombarded by questions. Like even my teacher asked
It's great,
questions.
though. I love being
I mean-
asked questions.
Yeah, I liked being the center of attention.
Yeah. Especially when it's not something, that you're working on in class that everyone else is doing.
I'm just
Something
over here
that's,
trying to.
unique.
All right.
Yeah,
now
I'm trying
we've
to-
got- Now we've got color lights on signal bridges.
Oh dear.
But I'm just sitting
And
there trying to
cars.
take pictures, and people are like, "Are you gonna bring the?" No. He was one that was. Is this electric or how does this run? I said it's a model train. You hook it up to a wall socket. You plug it into this little thing on the track. You turn a knob and it runs. He's like, "Really? Wow." And they're like, "Are you gonna bring it to school?" I said, "I might just for the."
I've done that.
Yeah,
Oh,
but I
I
said
have
I
that.
said I might for the end
Have it.
credits, because for the end credits what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have Cole drive by, and on every car I'm gonna have words.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I make what New Haven did in that one documentary.
Yeah, I
Sure.
guess.
Wait, will that work?
Anyways,
All of their money went into those words.
Yeah.
Yeah. And semaphores.
I'm gonna stop blabbing and we can move on.
I
Well,
don't know where it all went, though. Bad
Yeah.
management decisions or, like, lawsuits.
thanks, Obama.
Forever Doge.
Thanks, whoever was president at the time.
Nixon. Oh wait, no.
Eisenhower.
I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
I wonder
'cause
how
once you
long
get
they
the-
were broke for.
You know what's funny? I haven't seen a single train on this video except
There was
for
like
the high rail.
the high railer and that one CSX,
Yeah,
and
there
then
was
the
the one
train
CSX
that
in the
start
beginning.
in the yard. That's it. We're just out in the middle of
You know,
the
you know what?
Alleghenies.
For the next Terminus, I want to find one, see if there's one going over Donner.
The Apollo.
We should do another one of these
Yeah.
cab rides by this person. These are pretty good.
Again, I want
Mhm.
to. I want to legitimately just do one on the Lakeshore Limited. Like, I want to ask how much it is to just prop up a camera, or can I just prop a camera on the nose of the engine and then get it later?
You know what you need to do? You need to go secretly duct tape your phone to the
I
front of
don't
the train.
think that's gonna fly.
Yeah.
I would get like a GoPro though. If I had a GoPro,
Go put a GoPro on the coupler.
yeah, exactly.
That'd be awesome.
No, I would just put it on the dash of the in the cab.
Hey, if you catch up with the engineer, just ask them if they could do it. I don't
Well,
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, bridge.
you normally have time to dick around in Albany because the train sits for a while. You normally have time to screw around there, unless
Yeah, just like
unless you're busy being yelled at by the conductor. But
yeah, just like next time you take the late shore, just maybe if you're up for it, go knock on the engineer's
I'm not sure
door
what
and
it's
see
gonna
if
be,
they'll
though.
set up your
Although-
cone or set up your camera.
although my poor mom's boyfriend is being sentenced to the Lakeshore Limited,
Oh no.
on behalf of yours truly and my mom, because
Wait, what?
he's gonna meet us in Cleveland,
Yes.
and we're gonna use the rest of my my Amtrak voucher to
Well, look at that bridge.
get the Lakeshore Limited, to get him the Lakeshore Limited from Boston to Cleveland.
Jesus.
This poor man. I'm not sure he knows what he's in for.
Why are you going to Cleveland?
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame again.
Cleveland Brown.
Oh yeah, because he's part of I'm
Yeah,
Huge.
He's part of Steve Smith and the Nakeds, and he's also a high school teacher, and he's teaching a class on the history of rock and roll.
Oh, cool.
And I'm really jealous, and we've gotten off track. So,
We
I really
we've
wish
derailed.
Wiebold would come back.
Yeah,
Wiebold and
Wiebold, come
Amtrak.
back. Wiebold, come
Yeah,
back.
he's dead.
I do have something relating to what he has, but
Well, go
Oh,
ahead.
there's some freight cars there.
my next pod sits in Gary's
Boost?
pod because I've
Oh, that was a
recently
booster.
gotten into 1 foot gauge, which is the Gary's mod equivalent of
Narrow
3 foot.
gauge.
Yeah. Essentially. And my next pod sits, it's going to be a K36,
Woo.
number 488. I already have the tender mostly done, and the engine is going to be worked on.
Oh, so you have the tender decking?
Not exactly.
Oh, okay.
It's-
We all know that's the most important part.
I'm still building the tender decking. But
Saving the boost.
the tender is on track. You can move it around.
Oh,
Did anyone else see the little booster we passed?
I did. Me boosta.
Yeah. See me booster.
also, for the next model railroad thing that I want to buy a bobbler.
Wobbler woo. Actually,
Yeah.
I've been looking for just a good B&M bobbler. Like, I've seen some shoddy looking ones, but
Like, if I could find a Norfolk and Western one, or even a DNR GW one to go with coal, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I'm already
Well,
looking at
delinquents.
I'm already looking at a DNR GW boxcar.
by the way, I know I've said this before, but we have a bobbler on the Providence Northern. I'll be damned if it isn't the heaviest caboose. It's way too heavy. It's at least twice as heavy as like a normal caboose. I don't know what's up with it.
Because my Buntsov caboose is pretty beat up. Like, both couplers are spotty. The little chimney
Whoa.
stack is broken off,
Station.
and
Train!
Train.
I'm probably still behind you
Oh, it's
guys.
a CSX. And it's on the track.
Oh my
What?
Track.
What is this
Okay.
madness?
Do we move on to the end of the line here?
Well, Wiebold is gone.
So,
Yeah, he has something really
So we
good.
wait for him.
oh,
He
look,
is-
there it is.
He has something really great. He's talking about his big project.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, he's trying to get the stupid the thing with the terrain to trains video.
What the heck are? What
thing.
kind of cars are those?
They're hoppas.
No.
Those are
No,
hopper
they're-
cars?
Some of them are hoppers. Some of them are box cars. There's a flat car. Hey, a flat car. You don't see those often.
No, but they were like
Oh, wait,
they were like double stacked gondola cars. It looked like.
Oh,
yeah,
okay, yeah, those.
Oh, yeah, those are trash cars.
Trash.
Oh,
Loaded
I wonder
lumber.
Amtrash.
am trash.
Lumbar
trash.
support.
Am trash.
More.
There's a lot of
trash.
trash on this train.
Yeah.
Continue with Wiebold's things.
He's. I shouldn't get
He's
too far
dead.
into it, but he's engaging like a 7-year project to do the entire DNRGW narrow gauge. So,
Woo, you can do it. Why?
You can do it.
yeah, seriously, good luck
Can
to
do
him
it.
on that.
We
Yeah.
were even.
And he's
Uh-huh.
trying to use a program, which unfortunately for him is pretty much Windows only. So he's running into some
Mac.
trouble with that. But the program is a thing that turns the USGS, the U.S. Geological Survey, ground data into a train's map. So that's really cool.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I
If
want
it-
that program.
Yeah,
I
if
do.
it works, I will
Oh, this
definitely use
isn't
it
on
as
the
well.
other end? What?
Like,
What?
if I could get my hands on that project, I would do the Transcontinental Railroad over Donner.
I
Why
would-
were there
I
engines
want
on
to
both
do-
ends of that train?
I want to do either this area or maybe the Boston and Albany,
Yeah.
or maybe the Hudson River line.
Whoa, did you guys just realize we passed a freight train
Yeah.
in an
Yeah.
Amtrak?
And there were
Hmm.
engines on both ends.
Oh my god.
And
Yeah.
they will fall track.
I've only seen them on, like, short lines.
Although it does occur to me that that doing the Hudson River line might be a little bit too easy,
Mm-hmm.
because as you guys have maybe heard me brag before,
That bridge.
the water level of the Hudson River here in Troy is 6 feet compared to sea level. But in the 200 or so miles between here and New York City, the river goes down 6 feet. That's it. It is the lowest. It is the least sloped river in the world.
Dang. Flat.
And that's why the water level route is so great.
Then you get the K&L Hudson and run
Yeah.
it there. And the
Exactly.
Niagara.
And the Niagara.
Niagara. Oh, excuse me.
And
And Hiccup.
Sally.
Yeah. And the Inverto Bath.
The Inverto Bath, yes.
The Hiawatha.
No.
No, not that.
Wrong railroad.
Iowa.
Wrong Inverto Bath.
Wrong Inverto Bath. That's good.
You had the Bath Inverto.
The Bath Inverto.
You had the inverted bathtub.
Inverted bathtub. We should copyright that. We should copyright
Inverted
Inverto
bathtub.
Bath.
Yeah.
Do it.
Trademark.
We need to do
Can't
it
use
right
it anywhere
now.
else.
Right.
And then if anybody uses them, you know what we can do?
Sue them.
A barrel roll.
No, not my joke, Sue. Like the actual Sue.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna sue you.
Do not give me a point.
Too
No,
late.
do not. I did not
Too
mean
late.
it. I didn't. Do
Too
not
late.
give me a point. I was actually being entire and
Sure you
sincere about
were.
Ellis. I'm dead serious. God damn it! No, I'm being so freaking serious. We should SUE them.
Too late.
Okay, the jig's up. I didn't.
It's a trap.
God damn. Wiebold, where'd you go?
Terminations.
Wiebold, come back.
Wait.
Come back to me.
I have something.
SOO them.
I have something now on my route.
What? What's out of your route?
All the track work is done. I just need to add gradient and whatnot.
You
Woo.
need to add
What, on
grade.
the-
Don't you have ground?
Yeah, I have ground, but I need to elevate the track
Oh, okay.
to the
This is
grade.
on the north, right?
No.
What? Green?
Green.
Green.
No, this is on the Oregon Southern Tillamook graphs.
Speaking
Okay.
of green, things on the 2-foot gauge are getting pretty green.
Yeah.
Speaking of green, my route's pretty green. Wiebold hates it.
Same with. Oh yeah.
Mine
Everything's,
was pretty
everything's
green.
green except for Wiebold because Wiebold lives in, like, no agua
Did-
land.
Yeah.
Wiebold lives in nowhere land.
Nowhere land.
No agua.
Oh,
As
we're on
does
Sandpatch.
Yep.
JDur lives in nowhere
Why
land.
did I not know this?
Are you familiar with this location?
A little bit. Okay. Now the double-ended. Now the engine of the end makes sense. Those are pushers.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess.
Now this makes sense.
What is this near? I don't know Sandpatch.
It's somewhere up by Maryland. Somewhere in Maryland on the
Wait.
old B&O.
Okay.
Well, I guess I lost my streak of. I was trying to go four in a row.
Lost your brown
termini in a row.
streak.
No, listen, I was trying to go four in a row or four termini in a row with no points, and I lost it.
Yes.
Well, Wiebold would
I
probably.
was so close too until I
I'm
had to
gonna
make.
sue you.
Until you had to make your stupid
Give
joke.
JDur a point. He said it. JDur said it.
No. No.
What did he
Yeah.
say?
He said, "I'm gonna sue you." SOO you.
No.
Give him a
point.
point.
No.
Point.
That.
Train.
You're like a tunnel.
Give- I'm kidding. I'm
Oh
not
god,
even there.
no.
Dun.
I'm going
We
really
go so slow through these tunnels, though.
We've gone slow this entire time.
Well, yeah, this is Amtrak. What do you expect?
Well, gee. Well, I guess that's why the Amtrak that I saw today was going like 5 miles an hour.
Because that's the only thing it can do.
Yeah.
That's dark.
Because
Oh,
they
at
can't derail.
At least we can see the light at the end of the tunnel there. Oh, you can see the ditch lights going.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
That's pretty great, actually.
Ding, 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 ding.
I should ask Wiebold about this.
Let me
Is
line
he
this.
going?
What is the swag caboose?
Hmm.
Oh, that's okay. That's
Yeah.
Milky's. That's yours.
Why would we have the ditch lights on right now? Because of the tunnel?
Because tunnel, I guess.
It's
Yeah. Termination. I don't think
hold
Wiebold's
on,
coming back.
I'm moving my. Oh shit.
Wait. So would I be first because Wiebold isn't here?
No, JDur would be
I
first
can't
because
do
of
it.
terms
Oh,
of
I-
strikes.
You'd be last, Milky.
Oof.
Milky's like
yeah.
amazing. He's always well behaved.
No,
Okay, I'm
he's
not holding my breath for. I'm not holding my breath for this tunnel.
We'd already have died.
Yeah.
I tried.
He would have been murdered by carbon dioxide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm up first.
Yes.
Oh, looks like it. Unfortunately, Wiebold is still dead.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Okay.
Yeah.
NS is the classiest class 1 ever.
Woo.
It's true.
I don't disagree. What do you have to say, TBA?
When the testing is over, you will be missed.
Just 1 minute while I write those guys down, but I'd like to define something for everyone here. And that is a new term we've coined, which is Pennsy Syndrome. Exemplified by the coast-to-coast tender, where the tender is equal to or greater than the length of the locomotive. Milky?
Swag caboose. It's swag. Because it's an SP bicentennial caboose. $14.
America!
Hey,
that.
shut up.
That will be it.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Terminus podcast. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, America.
America, fuck you.